This is an end-stage functional exercise progression for a basketball player returning from an ankle sprain. This is the first of our stage, and it's a single leg hold on the AirX balance pad. The athlete will hold for 45 seconds, and they can repeat this 5 times. This is the next exercise in our end-stage functional progression for the basketball player with an ankle sprain. This exercise is a single leg cone placed down and pickup. So the athlete is going to bend down on the injured side and place the cones. And then once all the cones are placed, they're going to bend down and pick them back up. This is the next exercise in our end-stage functional exercise program. This is a Bosu ball bodyweight squat, and they could do 3 reps of 10. This is the next exercise in our end-stage functional progression for the basketball player with an ankle sprain. They're going to perform a single leg lunge squat on an unstable surface, and they could progress this by adding weights to their hands, or they can lift their arms above their head and hold the basketball or hold weights up there. This is the next exercise in our end-stage functional progression for the ankle sprain. It's going to be a basketball toss on a Bosu ball. To progress this, you could do a single leg stand instead of 2 legs.
Okay.
This is the next exercise in our end-stage functional exercise progression for the basketball player with an ankle sprain. This is going to be a single leg hop, and they're going to do a 4 square hop. So they're going to start by jumping, and then they're going to hop in the square.
This next exercise is a box jump and a box jump landing. So the athlete is going to jump up on the box using both feet and stick a landing. And they're also going to come back down off the box and stick a good landing. To progress, you can jump into with 1 foot and come down and land on 1 foot.
This is the next exercise in our end-stage functional progression for a basketball player with an ankle sprain. The athlete is going to stand on the Bosu ball, and they're going to dribble the basketball. Ways to make this more difficult is they could move to 1 leg dribbling on the injured side, or they could close their eyes while they're dribbling.
This is a shuttle sprint with a pass and dribble included. So the athlete's going to run to the first cone, catch a pass, cut, dribble back, and pass it back. This next exercise is a zigzag cone dribbling drill, where the athlete is going to dribble the ball the entirety of the time, but zigzag and make cuts using both legs and a hard and go back.
This is our first exercise in a proprioception progression from basic to advanced for a volleyball player rehabbing an ankle sprain. We're going to perform joint repositioning where the patient has their eyes closed, and then I will move their ankle up, to the left, to the right, and down. And then with the patient's eyes closed, they're going to tell me which direction I'm moving it in. So, which one's this?
Right.
Which one's this?
Down.
Which one's this?
Up.
And which one's this?
Left.
All right.
This next exercise for proprioception is a double leg stand. The athlete is going to stand shoulders width apart in athletic stance, and to make it harder, they can close their eyes or catch a ball. This next exercise for proprioception is a single leg stand. The athlete is going to stand on their injured ankle and stand in balance. To make it harder, they can close their eyes or lift their arms above their head. This is the next exercise for the proprioception progression, and it is a ankle alphabet. The athlete is just going to move its ankle and spell the alphabet in the air.
This is the next exercise in a proprioception progression for a volleyball player. We're going to have them use the BAPS board, and we want them to rotate their ankle and focus on touching each edge of the BAPS board to the floor as they do clockwise motions for 12 reps, 3 sets, and then counterclockwise motions for 12 reps and 3 sets. This is our next exercise in a proprioception progression for a volleyball player. We have them double leg on an unstable surface. For this exercise, we're going to use a Bosu ball, and we'll have them hold this position for 30 seconds. This is the next exercise in a proprioception progression for a volleyball player. We're going to have them single leg balance on an unstable surface. The unstable surface is going to be the Eric's pad, and we'll have them hold this position for 30 seconds.
This is the next exercise in our proprioception progression for the volleyball player. The patient is going to double leg stand on the unstable surface, but this time they're going to have their eyes closed, making it more difficult. And they're going to stand there for 30 seconds. This next exercise for the proprioception rehab for a volleyball player is going to be a single leg stand on an unstable surface, but this time they're going to have their eyes closed, making it more difficult. And they can hold for 30 seconds. The next proprioception exercise in our program is a single leg hop with their eyes closed. So the patient is going to get on one leg and they're going to hop. And to make this more difficult, they could jump in a 4-way direction, all while keeping their eyes closed. The next proprioception progression we have is the player is going to stand on 2 legs on an unstable surface, and they can practice more sport-specific movements by doing either a bump or a set. And you can repeat that for reps. The next proprioception progression that we have is the athlete is going to run up to the cone, and at the cone, they're going to come to a stop and try to perform a block to make this more sport-specific. The next proprioception progression that we have is the volleyball player is going to have a cone placed in front of them, behind them, to the left and the right of them. And with their eyes closed, the trainer is going to call out different directions, and the athlete is going to dive in those directions. Front, right, left, right, front. The final proprioception progression that we have is the athlete is going to stand with a cone to the front, right, and left of them, and the athletic trainer is going to throw the ball into one of those directions. And when the athlete is going to have their eyes closed, so when the athletic trainer yells ball or some signal, the athlete is going to open their eyes and try to bump or catch the ball. 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 Ball.